How to make a real estate video. Best real estate videography tip. Best real estate video tool. It's the Zhiyun Smooth-Q 3-axis handheld gimbal. With the great quality video that smartphones can now produce, if you're like me, you're probably using your smartphone for all your property listings. There's only one problem. Because it is small, when you hold it in your hand, you get a lot of shake in the final video. You probably don't even realize that. Well, this is an inexpensive, very cost-effective tool to get rid of that shake and make your videos look much more professional. Here's how it comes. Relatively small box, and it's important to note that this is a 3-axis stabilizer. Those right now are the best you can get. There are cheaper ones with 1 axis or 2 axis sometimes. You don't want that. You really want the 3-axis to get the best stabilized footage. Now this comes, I'm pointing out the hard case there, a semi-hard case, which is really nice to put over your shoulder, a great way to carry this thing in. And here you can see it, it's not turned on yet. There's a central button there. Bottom has a tripod mount, so you could put this right on a tripod. And it has a USB connection, and that you can plug your phone in for extra power if you want. It has a really big battery in here, and some say when fully charged, it has an 11-hour lifetime of operation before it needs another recharge. I mean, that's a tremendous amount of time. Now here you can see the way it's set up. It has that bolt I'm pointing to over there, that screw. That's for adjusting it so it can fit different size phones. A lot of times it fits the phone and the case. What I'm pointing to now is to adjust it for the portrait or landscape mode. And keep in mind, when you want to adjust it, you want to make sure your power is off. And also, if possible, you want to make sure you're not pressing any of the buttons on the side of your phone when you mount this. And then push it all the way over. There's a little rubber mount right next to the motor on the side. You want to make sure the phone is in there. And then the thing to do, remember the power is not on now, is to stabilize it, try to balance it, I should say, by adjusting that screw, that first screw I pointed to first, and try and get it as balanced as possible. Even though this does a great job as balancing, and now you see I'm going to turn it on here, if you have it prior balanced, it's going to use much less electricity. Now here you can see when it comes on, it also has Wi-Fi, and it has an app. The button there, the main button, if you push it up and down, you can rotate the phone, just like I'm doing right now. Change the angle of it. It has 3 modes. This is one mode that pretty much keeps it very stable on the same plane. If you press the button twice, you go into the second mode. And the second mode lets the camera go where you want. See, now I'm pointing it down, the camera is pointing down. If I point it up, the camera would move up. Point it to the sides, the camera swings over to the side. So it's different than the first mode. Now if you press it 3 times, you go into the third mode. And there you can see that's the third mode. It's a selfie mode. So it turns the camera 180 degrees around. And I should say right now, it's a really nice fitting handle. They have a nice molded handle on this thing. Can handle a phone 6 inches wide, 200 grams, which equals about 7.05 ounces. So it can take quite a lot of phones. I'm using it with the Galaxy S5. I also use it with the Galaxy S7. And I have used it with the iPhone, and it worked great with all of them. You do have to rebalance it slightly, and for each phone, and also if you put the case on the phone when you're using it, you have to or should balance it ahead of time. Again, I think I mentioned it has a free app that comes with it, so if you want to control it from another phone, you can do that as well. I hardly ever use that option. Now the main thing here, and what this does, it gets the shake out. When you're holding a phone like this in your hand, I mean, there's no way it's not going to shake. I use it for real estate. Here you can see I'm just holding my phone. I'm walking up to the front door. I'm using this to film real estate. I got rid of my Sony, and now I just use my cell phone for all my video photography. Here's the same thing with the stabilizer. Now if you can't see the difference, hey, don't buy this. If you can see the difference, or maybe you should just go back a little bit and play the two segments again and see how stabilized this is. Really makes your photography look much more professional. Hey, appreciate your watching, and if you like this and want to see some of our other videos, go down in the text below and subscribe to my YouTube channel.